In this video, Alex Rins has become too comfortable at Suzuki, says Kevin Schwantz. Has Dovizioso lost his chance to make a comeback because of Vinales? Franco Morbidelli given green light to move to the factory squad. And Razali shares a list of candidates for Petronas SRT seats. Not on the list, Andrea Dovizioso and Jonathan Rea. My name is Sankalp and this is your Racing News Fix. Although MotoGP legend Kevin Schwantz has never worked in a management role at Suzuki, he has always worked closely with the Japanese brand and often at the trackside. So it doesn't come as a surprise that Schwantz, who is also known for his harsh but true assessments, has a strong opinion about Alex Rins' current situation. Whether Alex Rins is an upcoming MotoGP World Champion has long been questioned. He hasn't even managed to win a title in Moto2 or Moto3 and has only managed 3 wins in 4.5 years at Suzuki. Schwantz said, "Yes, sometimes he shows good pace in training, but it looks like he won't be able to consistently set the pace in the race. The way he injured himself during the track tour at Catalonia GP on Thursday was pretty idiotic. He slammed his road bike into the back of the safety car. As a professional racing rider, you should be awake and focused at every moment, whether you are riding your bike or trying to get more followers. With such a track inspection, you are pretty much alone on the track. You just have to pay attention to the parked safety car." Schwantz added, "I doubt that Rins is sufficiently focused on his job. I think that he feels too comfortable in his position. But if your younger teammate beats you every weekend, you can't feel comfortable in that situation." When Andrea Dovizioso rejected a bunch of offers in 2020, reportedly from Aprilia and KTM, he was very confident that he would come back to MotoGP racing after taking a sabbatical year. And up until few weeks ago, he seemed to be all set to make his comeback alongside Espargaro. However, since the news of Vinales breaking contract with Yamaha and seemingly on his way to the RSGP came out, things have not been going Dovi's way at all. At first, he was being linked to Valentino Rossi's Petronas seat, but in a recent interview, team boss Razali's statement almost definitely closed the door for Dovi. More on that in a minute. Although there is one vacant Tech 3 seat at the moment, KTM Motorsports director Pit Byrer smashed any remote chance of Dovi landing there by saying, "The topic of Dovi does not exist with us. He is and remains a friend of the house, but we will not negotiate a MotoGP contract with him. I can't rule out much as far as the MotoGP World Championship is concerned, but I can definitely rule that out. There is a generational change in MotoGP class, so you have to think about where the future leads and who the young draft diamonds in the paddock are. In this context, Dovi is no longer the right man at the age of 35. In a young MotoGP project like ours, you should try to succeed with young riders. With Brad Binder and Miguel Oliveira, this system has already proven itself very well with us. Ducati is out of question for obvious reasons, and those at Suzuki and Honda are firmly attached to their respective seats at the moment. This leaves only the Aprilia seat, which could have been Dovi's either at the end of last year or even in the first few months of this season. But between Vinales being heavily linked to Aprilia and Aleix saying things like, "I am a big fan of his, but it's hard to imagine him becoming my teammate," the RSGP also seems to be slipping away from Dovi's hands. After dragging a second-hand bike around the track for 2 years, Franco Morbidelli will finally feel the factory love in 2020 in Monster Energy Yamaha racing team. Although under contract with Petronas SRT for 2022, Razali confirmed that he has given the last year's runner-up the go-ahead to change. It's the natural way and his dream. We couldn't take this opportunity away from him. We have already given him the green light. Now it's a matter between Yamaha and VR46. With this confirmation and Valentino Rossi on the verge of retirement, Petronas SRT will have 2 vacant seats for 2022. Andrea Dovizioso was being linked to inherit one of these seats. However, Razali dismissed the notion by saying, "It is an attractive idea, but with the greatest respect for Valentino, we don't want to find ourselves in a similar situation as this year. They are both fantastic riders, but the level has risen a lot. Valentino is faster than last year, but he is struggling to finish in the points. Dovizioso was gone for a year. We want guys we can shape, like we did with Fabio Quartararo." A few names from outside the paddock like Toprak Razgatlioglu, Garrett Gerloff and Jonathan Rea were also being linked to one of the SRT seats. From that list, Toprak and Garrett have opted to stay in WSBK and have extended their current contracts. Speaking about the possibility of Jonathan Rea making a switch, Razali said, "We made a list of candidates who are not in MotoGP and his name was there, like that of Toprak and Garrett. Unfortunately, age speaks against him. We really want to focus on young people." Finally revealing the list of riders being considered, Razali said, "We are looking at Moto2 from 1st to 9th place, where Xavi Vierge is also there. Some are not available but others are, such as Marco Bezzecchi, Joe Roberts and Marcel Schrotter. Although the Petronas team principal did not explicitly mention the name Augusto Fernandez, he sits in 8th in Moto2 table at the halfway point of the season and is now considered a promising candidate. What do you think? Is retirement the only option left for Andrea Dovizioso, or is there more drama to come in this silly season? If you like this edition of Racing News Fix, let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up. To stay up to date on all things MotoGP, hit the subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell. Here are 2 more videos which you might enjoy. My name is Sankalp and I'll be back with another video very soon.